Welcome to Reddit After Hours. This is r/relationship advice, where one partner catches their husband texting multiple adult workers, and one person thinks that they turn their partner into a lazy leech of a parasite. Our first Reddit post comes from the Cheeses Jesus, titled, "My wife and I are divorcing, but recent events are making me question everything." My wife and I have been together for about 7 years and have 2 children together, age 6 and 3. A month ago, she told me that she wanted a divorce. She said she still loves me, but is no longer in love with me. Since then, she has emotionally distanced herself and she's in the process of moving out. She's also admitted to seeing another guy in the last 2 months, which has caused a lot of tension between us. Despite that, this past week has been confusing. We've actually been getting along better than we have in months. A few nights ago, she came into my room visibly upset about everything going on. During that conversation, she ended up kissing me. We both stopped quickly and agreed it was probably just an emotional moment. The next day, I used our shared laptop and saw that she had been Googling things like regretting divorce and reasons why people regret divorcing. This caught me off guard because she's been so sure about wanting to split since the start. Then last night, she came home after going out with friends and things escalated quickly. We ended up being intimate. Throughout, we kept saying that we shouldn't be doing it, but it kept happening. This morning, she got into bed with me and said that we shouldn't have done that, but kissed me again. I've spent weeks trying to accept the divorce and starting to let go. I never wanted it, but I felt like I had no choice but to respect her decision. And now, I don't know what to think. I'm not sure if she's having second thoughts or if this is just a mix of emotions, nostalgia, or uncertainty about the future. I haven't brought up the Google searches yet, but I'm tempted to ask her if she's truly sure about going through with this. I love her and would be willing to work on things if she genuinely wanted that, but I also don't want to be strung along or misread the situation. I'm trying to do what's best for myself and our kids, but I feel completely lost. Any advice would be appreciated. OP, at the end of the day, she cheated on you. It just is what it is. And I have a sneaking suspicion that she's only coming around now and acting this way towards you because her, other situation ended and he probably left her because he never wanted to be the main guy anyway. So, I don't know, Pete. I would be very suspicious of why she's all of a sudden coming around and wants to be with you again. But at the end of the day, she cheated on you, OP. I wouldn't be able to trust her again. And she might just do the same thing all over again when she finds her new boy toy. So I don't know, OP. I hope it works out for you. I hope you find whatever path you want to take and you're happy with it. But I wouldn't get back with her if I were you. Our next Reddit post comes from Brief Cancel 1557, titled, "I found out devastating things about my fiance just months before our wedding, and I'm not sure what to do next. I'm in a really difficult place right now and could use some outside perspective. My fiance and I, were just months away from our wedding. We've been together for 5 years and we're deep into planning our future together. The venue was booked, the dress picked out, deposits made, you name it. I didn't see many differences in his behavior towards me, but my gut kept telling me that something was wrong. Eventually, I looked through his phone. I know it's not ideal and I wrestled with doing it, but I just couldn't shake the feeling that something wasn't right. What I found shattered me. There were recent texts to and from adult workers, multiple. He says that he never went through with anything, but I also found evidence of him going to strip clubs, not just once or twice, but frequently, and hiding it from me. The more I dug, the more I found. It wasn't just one mistake, it was a pattern. I confronted him, and while he admitted to some of it, he downplayed or deflected a lot of it. He says that it meant nothing and that he still wants to marry me, but I'm stuck. I don't know how to trust someone who kept this big of a secret from me, especially when we were supposed to be planning a life together. I'm heartbroken, confused, angry, all of it. I feel like the person I thought I was going to marry doesn't actually exist. Has anyone been through something like this? How do you even begin to rebuild trust, if that's even possible? Would you walk away even after everything you've built and planned together? OP, I don't think there's any rebuilding trust here. Even if you were 75 years old, it doesn't matter how long I've been with you or what we've built or what we've planned together. That level of just cheating, deception, going behind your back is just completely unacceptable, no matter how you spin it. I personally don't think there's any way to salvage that or rebuild trust with that person. I would leave them in a heartbeat, and I really hope you do, OP. Our next Reddit post comes from Throwa Flower SW, titled, I called my wife ungrateful, canceled our date, and left her in the car to cry. How do I make her feel what I feel? My wife and I have been together for 2 years now and just got married recently. We are compatible in every other way except when it comes to her idea of gestures and how she feels love. She actually really likes traditionally romantic things. It doesn't come naturally to me, but I oblige because it makes her happy. One of the things that she wanted me to do on one of our dinners together was for me to, quote, pick her up in my car, get her flowers, open the door for her, and other stuff she wanted me to do. We live in a very convenient spot for which we can get things delivered in just under 5 to 7 minutes through the online app. Now, I had forgotten to get flowers for her, so last minute I just ordered it off the app. They were beautiful, and she said that she was really happy about the gesture. I said, no worries, I can get you flowers every day. Somehow, I ended up blurting out that I ordered it off the app. Her expression immediately changed, and she said that she doesn't feel special anymore. Like it was as good as gifting her a bag of Doritos because no real effort went in on my part. She angrily said that she would have felt a little special had I not placed the order directly from a florist that I had researched on the app that I ordered flowers from. And this is the app that she orders stuff on a whim when we run out of stuff like bread and milk. I was feeling frustrated at this point and admittedly got mad at her because it felt so silly and I felt unappreciated for the lack of gratitude when she said that my gesture doesn't feel thoughtful anymore. I said, was the gift thoughtless or are you thankless? She started crying and I ended up leaving her in the car downstairs in the complex and headed upstairs as I no more felt like having dinner with her. Yikes, OP. That sounds very harsh. I mean, I get it. I think you were trying to be thoughtful, and I think it was thoughtful of you to even remember and order them last second to make sure that you had that for her because you knew that she wanted it. But I still think there was a nicer way you probably could have gone about that. Like, maybe just a nice conversation like, hey, I felt this, I felt unappreciated, and, just go from there. But leaving her down there to cry all alone, that feels a little overly harsh. I'm not saying that she's right. I think she was being maybe a little bit ungrateful, right? But still, I think two people that love each other can probably go about that a little bit nicer. Our next Reddit post comes from Spotless Tomato, titled, I turned my partner into a parasite and now I resent him for it. I'm a naturally giving person, meaning I do all I can to satisfy my partners. Long day at work? I'll take off your shoes and rub your feet. Your favorite band is in the city? I got us tickets already. Don't mention it. You asked me to come over? I brought your favorite snacks and drinks. You're coming over? I made you food and rented your favorite movie. I can't help it. I grew up poor. I never had a room of my own, not even a bed. I know what it's like to go to bed with an empty stomach and pretend to be on a diet so people don't notice that you actually can't afford lunch. So when I love someone, I do everything I can to make their life easier. My partner comes from a neglectful single mother who ended up passing at a young age. It took a very long time for him to even feel comfortable enough to share anything that was going on with his life because that's what he was taught at a young age. However, in the last half year that he finally became comfortable enough to receive my care, it went from being hesitant to expecting certain things all the time. All I wanted was to be a reliable shoulder to my partner, someone who would have his back when needed, and someone who I could rely on as well. But somehow now I'm having to pick up and drop him off everywhere because he can't afford his car anymore. Sometimes he'll ask me to stop at the drive-thru, and after ordering, he'll pretend to be on his phone and expect for me to pay. Last week, he asked me to send him an Uber because his car declined and he had a shift to go to. I picked him up once he got out, and to my surprise, he asked if we could make a stop at Walmart because he was in the mood for snacks. With what money? Mine. Writing it down, I'm embarrassed and to an extent guilty that maybe I'm overreacting, but it's just the fact that things that were meant as a gesture or favor suddenly became expected and none of them are reciprocated, sometimes not even thanked for. The thing is, I could blame this entirely on him, but this is not the first partner that changes entirely after I act caring towards them. My last partner did the same thing to the point where he would be upset if I bought stuff with my own money because I can't cover my car bill this month. I don't get it. How is it that I end up being my partner's mother when I don't even want kids myself? How can I stop this? I'm so heartbroken. I feel like I ruin people and condition them into becoming their most dependent version, and I just hate myself for it. OP, if you ever see this, it is not your fault. All you're doing is honestly just showing that love to probably just the wrong person. It sounds like you have a lot of love to give, and when you find that right person, they're going to give that same amount of love right back to you. So it's unfortunate that it's happened to you a couple times now, but it's not your fault. And sometimes, dating is it's a learning lesson, right? But you'll find the right person eventually. It just sucks that you have to go through this in the meantime. That was Reddit After Hours, bringing you r/relationship advice. Thank you all so much for listening, and if you like these videos, like and subscribe as we post a new Reddit video almost every single day.